At first, TikTok feels like nothing. You don't open it with intention. You don't plan to stay. You don't expect anything meaningful to happen. You tell yourself it's just a few seconds, just one video, just a quick scroll. But something subtle happens almost immediately. Your sense of time loosens, your awareness softens, your attention narrows. And before you realize it, you are no longer choosing what you watch. TikTok is choosing for you. This isn't because TikTok is more entertaining than every other platform. It's because it is designed differently at a fundamental level. TikTok does not wait for you to express interest. It does not ask what you want. It observes what you do and reacts faster than you can think. Every swipe is information. Every pause is information. Every moment you hesitate before scrolling is information. The algorithm does not care what you say you like. It cares what your behavior reveals. Within minutes, a behavioral profile begins forming, not based on who you follow, not based on what you search, but based on how your nervous system responds. Older platforms built graphs around people. TikTok builds graphs around reactions. This difference changes everything. The For You page is not a feed. It is a continuous experiment. Each video is a test. If you stay, the system learns. If you leave, the system adjusts. This feedback loop runs thousands of times per hour, and it runs silently. The brain is not built to resist this kind of system. Human attention evolved to scan environments for novelty. TikTok provides endless novelty with no cost of movement. No walking, no searching, no decision-making, just stimulus after stimulus. Each video resets your attention clock. This constant resetting prevents boredom, but it also prevents rest. The brain remains in a state of low-level anticipation, and anticipation is powerful. Dopamine is often misunderstood as a pleasure chemical. In reality, it is a motivation chemical. It spikes not when you are satisfied, but when you expect something better might be coming. TikTok is engineered around this principle. The platform does not aim to satisfy you. It aims to keep you hoping. The next video might be funnier, more shocking, more relatable, more validating, and that might is enough. Over time, the algorithm becomes more precise. It begins to predict which emotions hold you longest, which topics slow your scrolling, which faces make you pause. This is not mind reading, it is pattern recognition at scale. As the system refines itself, the content you see becomes narrower. Not because someone decided to limit you, but because the algorithm learned what keeps you engaged. This narrowing feels comfortable. You see things that resonate. You feel understood. You feel seen. But comfort is not neutrality. It is reinforcement. Repeated exposure shapes perception. Repeated emotions shape mood. Repeated ideas shape beliefs. TikTok does not tell you what to think. It shows you what keeps you watching. And over time, those two begin to overlap. Emotional content performs best. Content that triggers anger, desire, fear, or validation spreads faster. Nuance does not travel well in short bursts, so the system rewards intensity. Creators adapt quickly. They learn which tones work, which formats hold attention, which emotions convert to views. The result is an ecosystem optimized for reaction, not reflection. Creators are shaped by the algorithm as much as viewers are. What performs gets repeated, what doesn't disappears. Gradually, content drifts toward extremes, not because people want extremes, but because extremes travel faster. This has consequences. Attention spans shorten. Tolerance for silence decreases. Depth feels demanding. Many users describe reaching for the app automatically, not out of boredom, but because their body expects stimulation. This is habit formation. Habit does not require conscious choice. Once a behavior becomes habitual, persuasion is no longer necessary. TikTok does not need to convince you to open the app. Your nervous system does it for you. Infinite scroll removes stopping points. There is no natural ending, no closing page, no signal to disengage. Without stopping cues, the brain struggles to exit. This design is not accidental. Every additional minute benefits the system. Your attention becomes data. Your data improves prediction. Prediction increases retention. The loop tightens. What makes this system especially powerful is how invisible it feels. There is no command, no instruction, no obvious manipulation, just a stream that feels personal. And because it feels personal, it feels trustworthy. But personalization is not truth, it is optimization. TikTok does not prioritize accuracy, it prioritizes engagement. What spreads is not what is most important, but what is most clickable. Over time, this shifts perception. Your sense of what is normal changes. Your expectations adjust. Your emotional baseline moves. You may not notice the change as it happens. You notice it when stillness feels uncomfortable, when focus feels exhausting, when time feels fragmented. For younger users, these effects are amplified. Impulse control is still developing. Identity is still forming. Validation carries more weight. The system does not target vulnerability intentionally. It simply optimizes for time. And time shapes habits. Habits shape behavior. Behavior shapes identity. TikTok does not need to influence you directly. It shapes the environment in which choices are made. And environment matters more than intention. This influence extends beyond the app. Trends move into language. Aesthetics move into fashion. Behaviors move into daily life. What begins as entertainment becomes infrastructure. And infrastructure shapes culture quietly. TikTok is not unique in using algorithms, but it is uniquely efficient. It removes friction at every level. Creation is easy, consumption is effortless, feedback is instant. Instant feedback accelerates learning, but it also accelerates dependency. The platform does not ask for meaning, it asks for response, and response is easier than reflection. As this system scales, its impact becomes structural, not because it controls people, but because it guides attention. And attention is direction. Whatever directs attention shapes outcomes. This is why TikTok feels so powerful, and why it feels so difficult to step away. Not because it is evil, but because it is effective. And effectiveness without restraint always has consequences. This is Global Deep Dive. And in the next episode, we take this pattern beyond one platform to examine what happens when entire societies begin adapting their behavior to systems that learn faster than humans can reflect.